Good afternoon. Here's the second part of the redox worksheet, starting with number 11. Give the oxidation number of each kind of atom or ion. Sulfate is SO4 2-, so the total charge is going to add up to -2. Oxygen we know is -2, and there are 4 of them, so -8. So sulfur plus those 4 oxygens is going to add up to -2. So we have a total of +6 on the sulfur. +6 on the sulfur. Pretend it's right above it. This is an element by itself, 0. This is an ion, a monatomic ion, so its charge is its oxidation number. Same thing here, 3+, since it's iron 3+, it's a monatomic ion, that's its oxidation number, and same thing with tin 4. Nitrate is NO3-. Oxygen is -2. There are 3 of them, so it's -6, and they have to add up to -1, so this is going to be +5. Okay, ammonium, NH4+, +1 for the hydrogens. There are 4 of them, so +4. So what +4 equals +1, and that is -3. So here we have nitrogen in its more common state of -3, but nitrogen can also be +5. It can lose all 5 of its valence electrons when it is put with oxygen, which is more electronegative. Okay, down here, calculate the oxidation number on chromium. So we're only worried about chromium. Cr2O3. We kind of have to find oxygen to figure out chromium. There's 3 oxygens, -6, and there are 2 chromines that need to add up to that -6, so each one is +3. Okay, over here, sodium dichromate. We have 7 oxygens, so that's going to be -14 total there. We have 2 chromium, so that's 2x, and 2 sodiums. So we have a little algebra problem going here. Whoops. That all adds up to 0. So we have -14 and 2 is -12. Move it over to the right side of the equal sign. 2x equals 12. That means x is +6 there on that chromium. Over here, this is sulfate, and I know sulfate is -2, so this chromium is +2 to balance out that charge. Chromate is CrO4 2-. There are 4 oxygens, each is -2, so that's -8, and it has to add up to -2, so this is +6 on this chromium. And dichromate is Cr2O7 2-. 7 times the -2 is -14. This is +6. Okay, so we would do 2x plus 7 times -2 equals -2 and solve that guy to figure out what the charge on one chromate is. And it says for each chromium in there. So that's why we divided by 2 there. Okay, use changes in oxidation number to determine which elements are oxidized and which are reduced in these reactions. I'm going to rewrite them over here. Carbon plus sulfuric acid, that's a fun reaction, gives off carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and water. Okay, so we need to know what the oxidation numbers are here. That's -8. So these are going to be +6. This one is going to be -2, +4. This one is -2, +4, +1, and -2. So what is happening here? The carbon is going from 0. Carbon goes from 0 to +4. And that means that it has lost electrons. Remember, losing electrons is oxidation. So carbon is oxidized. Okay, carbon is oxidized. And the hydrogen is not changing, neither is the oxygen, but the sulfur is. Sulfur is going from +6 and it's turning into +4. So it has been reduced. Okay. In the next one, we have HNO3 plus HI turns into NO plus I2 plus H2O. And we have plus 1, minus 2, plus 5, minus 1, plus 1. Over here, minus 2, plus 2. 0 for that iodine. And then we have plus 1 and minus 2. So what is happening? The nitrogen is going from plus 5 to plus 2. So nitrogen is reduced. Its charge is reduced. And the iodine is going from -1 to 0. So iodine is oxidized. Okay. And then we have KMnO4, potassium manganate plus hydrochloric acid makes MnCl2 plus chlorine plus water plus potassium chloride. And these are plus 1, minus 2, plus 7, plus 1, minus 1, minus 1, plus 2, 0, plus 1, minus 2, plus 1, minus 1. Okay, so what is changing? The manganese. Sometimes it helps to rewrite them. We have so much going on. Plus 7 is turning into Mn2 plus. That is being reduced. Mn is reduced, and the chlorine is the other one that's changing. Let's see, the oxygens are not changing. So just the chlorine, it's going from -1 here to 0 over there. So that means that Cl is oxidized. Okay, and last but not least, we have antimony plus nitric acid makes SB, I'm having trouble reading it, 2O3 plus NO plus H2O. Okay, so this is 0 plus 1 minus 2. That means this nitrogen must be plus 5 to balance the charges out. Oxygen over here is -2. This must be plus 3 to balance the charge. We have -2, plus 2, minus 2, plus 1. Okay, and you guys can slow down and solve all of those. SB is going from 0 to plus 3. That means that it is losing electrons, so it is oxidized. And then the nitrogen is changing from plus 5 down to plus 2, so it is reduced. Have a great day.